I had had just about enough of the DJ and his secrets. I was about ready to beat it out of him, but finally he came clean. I wasn't kidding before when I said the guy was a crackpot. The true source of the all-powerful signal? An early Advent chip transmitter. Somehow he got the bright idea of looking into this thing, despite barely knowing what it actually did. His story was so ridiculous it almost made sense. I mean, none of us were scientists, and our solution was simple enough. We'd just blow up the transmitter and undo everything the DJ had put into motion. Simple. We came into the area near the waterfront. The chip transmitter was a ways off in the distance, so we didn't have a lot of time to wrap this up. Back then, there were only a few Advent city centers, and we didn't know a whole lot about their chip implants. I do remember thinking it was a strange place for a transmitter, though, and I just hoped the DJ hadn't left anything else out.
Ten-4. Changing position. Moving. The power guides me.
Moving to position.
Window light.
Believe it or not, that chip transmitter, whatever you called it, well, that was actually one of the first things I found. I'm not sure why the aliens abandoned it, but it was just sitting there, waiting for someone to come along and fire it up. I just had to make a few adjustments.
They're onto us! Terminated. You are judged! No armor penetration!
Don't think it went through!
I strike for my people! Our oppressors are near!
I can handle that. Getting in close.
Weak hit! X-ray neutralized.
We will see them again! Let go without regret! The enemy chases my life!
I decided to leave the DJ at his post in front of the radio in case there were any other surprises left waiting for us down there. I think he had finally gotten the message, though. We weren't screwing around anymore, and none of us were laughing.
All will suffer!
Time to die.
with minimal damage.
That was close. All I ever wanted to do was bring a little joy, a little light to the dark, gloomy lives of the average, fringe-dwelling human. I almost did it, too, you know? I mean, you enjoyed the show before you found out it was actually the siren song for 1,000 Sea Devils.
I defy death itself. Do not pity their sacrifice.
Don't blink. Armor's still holding.
No problem, boss. Well, how about that?
I reload.
Moving to position. Overwatch. Scanning.
Come get some.
We brought along some makeshift X4 charges to take down the transmitter, but the alien alloys were tough. I wasn't completely confident it was going to work, but I made sure not to mention that to the others. If it came down to it, I was willing to do whatever it took to put a stop to this.
Back in. Reloaded.
I am reloading.
Good to go.
I can make it.
Got it covered.
Another flank spotted.
That armor's tough.
Their armor saves them!
Went off the armor.
Look, I'm sorry about the trouble, alright? But imagine if you guys couldn't kill aliens anymore. You just couldn't. Someone came and took away your guns, your knives, your pointing sticks. They took away your purpose, the outlet for your talent. That's how I feel when I'm off the air.
Target neutralized.
Do you feel the power? This mark endures beyond your pain.
Deflection.
Use my strength.
Hostile target died. My mind is my shield. Target neutralized.
Seems doable.
I stand ready.
My eyes are peeled. Got it covered.
To be honest, I was focused on blowing up a piece of alien technology that might or might not end up exploding in my face. I really wasn't paying all that much attention, but I was pissed. Maybe I was a little harsh on that guy.
I'm with you. It hit the plate.
Back online. You see that one?
Reloading.
Let's get down to it. Overwatch confirmed. I've never told anybody this, but I actually tried to get in as one of those admin propaganda announcers. It's basically the only job they have for people who have a way with words. They didn't take me, of course. I didn't pass the psych test. But I mean, what does that have to do with being on the radio? Went off the armor. Get it together.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
For the Templars!
I go. Affirmative. Covering now.
It is under my watch.
Moving to Overwatch.
I wasn't really sure what was going to happen once we blew up the transmitter. We didn't have time to make much distance, so if anything crazy happened, we were going to get caught right in the middle of it. Even expecting the worst, we were still bound to run into it.
I did nothing!
Adjusting sights.
Whatever you say. That armor's tough.
Suffer my rage!
I move. Already there. On your order.
Attacking
On
on
Overwatch.
Maybe you guys should consider starting a little radio network of your own. Freedom Radio, battle cry of the resistance. Something to get your people good and riled up before you head out on an alien hunt. Think about it. I could be your guy. You just tell me when. Bam, I'm there, baby.
Running.
Overwatch
it begins.
If they move, it's on.
On that point, surprisingly enough, after all the work we put in saving him, we might as well get something in return. Once he managed to pull it together a little bit, learn to work through official channels, he had a future in radio, and the Resistance was actually better off for it.
Moving to position.
I gets by
Come
me.
get some!
I'm going.
Yes, Commander.
Go, go, go!
Getting too old for this.
I'm on it.
My
Overwatch.
sensors
Got
are
it
keen.
covered. On the move.
It was hard to miss the transmitter. The DJ had done a number on the alien components to rig it up.
No problem, boss.
On the
Yeah,
way,
we'll
Mr.
get
Watt.
some.
Moving to position.
Seems doable.
It's in battle.
Heading to that location.
I'm back in.
I'm
We're
on
ready
it.
to go.
No.
Overwatch.
Detection. I'll keep a watchful eye. Reinitializing weapon.
Rock and roll. I
We're
want
ready
it
for
in
other
other
disturbance.
We planted the bomb. All we had to do then was sit back and enjoy the show. Getting too old for this.
Going hard.
On your order.
Whatever you say.
I will move.
Moving on target location. Grappling!
Tactical movement. It is under my
On
watch.
Overwatch.
Maintaining this
I'm on it.
area.
Getting. I'm on it.
Missed.
Only the armor.
You know that was good.
The armor.
Off the armor.
I thrive just as they fall.
Will do.
I'll go quickly.
On it.
Moving there.
Heading out.
I will be
Come get some!
Affirmative. Covering now.
We were definitely starting to run short on time. We had to get in there and blow this thing up before we got overrun.
Hardly did
That
anything.
won't do. I'm going.
Scanning. Went off the armor.
Still up!
Target eliminated. They remain active.
Impressed yet?
On the move.
I can handle that.
As you order. Roger that. Heading home.
Just in time.
My battle is over. Ready to boogie. Returning to base.
Heading home.
After all the trouble we went through, it was almost cathartic to blow up that final transmitter. Things got a little ugly, but in the end we pulled it off. And I'm here today to share the tale of our heroic victory.